Hello aspirants, welcome back. So in this video, we'll be discussing the interview experience of one candidate who has attended for TCS Ninja interview and he is a CSE student. Okay, so for other branch student, for ECE student, I have personally attended the interview and I've already made a video explaining my personal experience in the interview, how the process of interview was and whatever the questions that were asked for me. I'll be putting that link in the description. So if you're preparing for Ninja and if you're not from CSE IT branch, then you can check it out. You'll be getting some basic idea about it. And for digital role also, I've already made a video mentioning the interview experiences of two candidates. So that digital interview experience link also I'll be putting in the description. If you're preparing for that, you can check it out. Okay, let's get into the video and this we'll be discussing the panel timings and what are the timings for the interview and how the interview was, what were the questions asked and all. Okay, fine. So, role is Ninja, as I've already told, and branch, he's from CSE branch, and location of interview was in Andhra Pradesh, which is VIT College in Vijayawada, and the date of the interview was on 27th of May 25, and the reporting time was around 9 a.m. Okay, so by 9 a.m. they were asked to report, and then at 10 a.m. their interview started, and by 10:30 this person was called, and his interview was finished by 11:30 to 12 a.m. Okay, and then HR round was around at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. or something. Okay, fine. So the questions asked. First thing was self intro, as self intro and project is common. So self intro and project was the first thing that was asked, and you will be given a declaration form in the waiting hall before going to the interview. You'll have to fill your basic details in that declaration form, and you need to upload in some Google form. If they'll tell you all of that details and all. Okay. So I'm just letting you know so that you'll understand how the interview process will be and all. Okay. So first question was self intro. It is very very important, and then the second question is about project. So this person have done a project related to machine learning. Okay, so he was asked many questions from that only. Machine learning, which includes all the deep libraries and all whatever the libraries that were used. How did you import that? And also in deep the questions were asked. So whatever the project you're mentioning, be very well prepared with that, and if you have put some alternative projects as well, for example 4-1 project or something, then be prepared with some at least basics from that project as well. Okay, so whatever the internships or projects you're mentioning, be prepared with that, and whatever main project that you're mentioning, be prepared with all the libraries that you're using and how are you training it, what is the role of, what is your particular role in that project, why you're using only this algorithm, why not some other algorithms, and what is the advantage of this algorithm, and what are the drawbacks in your project, and are there any difficulties that you have faced in a project? I was also asked the same question. I forgot to mention in my video, so I'm mentioning it here. What are the problems faced by you while doing the project? And not only some normal problems, you'll also have to tell some technical problems if you have any. Okay, so be prepared with that as well. So project, you need to be well prepared, if especially if you're doing machine learning projects or AI or deep learning projects, then you need to be well prepared with that more. Okay, and then he was asked some questions regarding SQL. Okay, SQL, some commands he was asked, like for example, there are many things like truncate, delete, drop, joins, and all. Okay, so be prepared with all the theoretical questions, and you might be asked to write a query as well. Okay, so be prepared with some basic queries. If you know, you can tell, or if you don't know, you can just simply mention it there. And queries also, be prepared with small queries for each topic. Like for example, drop. How do you drop a table? Okay, why do you use drop, why do you use delete, why do you use truncate? Okay, so be prepared with some basic queries on that as well. And there are some things like DDL, okay, DML, data manipulative language, okay, DCL. These also be prepared, at least basics. If you're not good at SQL, then at least basics learn from that. Okay, uh, this particular person was asked about this. Okay, and then he was asked only two questions, two Python programming questions, and he personally suggested based on the discussions that he have made with his friends. So they have also told the same thing, that be prepared with all the basic Python programmings questions including prime numbers, palindromes, Fibonacci series, Armstrong numbers, and all the basic questions. Okay, I'll suggest you that go to ChatGPT or go to the Google or go to the YouTube and search for top 20 Python programming. If you're from Python, or if you're from Java, whatever the programming language that you're preparing, be prepared with at least 20 basic programming questions. Especially for Ninja, they'll not go that much into the depth when you talk about programming questions and all. Okay, so at least basic questions. If you're not good at programming, I'm talking about, if you're good at programming, see some good level of programs which might impress the interviewer during the time of interview. Okay, so if you're not very much good at it, go through some of the basic questions of all the programming questions, especially the things that I've mentioned now, and learn the concept, because sometimes they might ask you to just tell the concept, just tell the syntax, or just tell what is going to happen there, explain me that. Okay, or else they might even ask you to write the entire code based on the language that you're telling. Okay, so be prepared with the syntax, you need to explain that as well. Be prepared with the concept that you're using, be prepared with that as well, and you'll have to explain it as well. Okay, so don't just by heart the code, whatever is there, from I equal to 0, from I equal to range. They might even ask you to write the code in some other way. Okay, if you're using, for example, I'm just telling, you were asked to write about a is equal to some 2, b is equal to some 5, swap the numbers. Okay, you might be asked to swap them. What you'll do, you'll take some temp. Okay, and then you'll use this third variable, and with the help of that you'll swap the variables. Okay, you have prepared that code only, but he might ask you, you do not use the third variable, now tell me how to do that. Okay, what you'll do, a is equal to a plus b, you'll do. So a value, what is a value now? 5 plus 2, 7. So now you have the value of addition of both of that, 7. Now what is the value of a that you want? You want a value to be 5 and b value to be 2. Okay, so now we'll change the value of b. See, you have 7 with you and you have 5 with you, and you want 2 as the value of b. What you'll do, from the total, delete the existing, sorry, subtract the existing b value. Okay, what is the total now? A minus b value, which is already existing. Okay, so 7 minus 5 will be 2. That 2 will be assigned to b. Okay, which is what we want. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 5, but we want b to be 2. Okay, so we are subtracting 7 minus 5. So b value we got as 2. Now b's value is 2, and then we have a value as 7, but we want a value to be 5 now. So what we'll do, a value will assign total 7, which is a currently, minus, now 2, whose value is 2? B's value is 2 now, right now. Okay, so a minus b, which is 7 minus 2, 5, which will be assigned to a now. So finally the value of b will be 2 and a will be 5. This is what we wanted. Okay, this way you'll have to explain that to that person as well if they'll ask you to write code in some other way, just the way here I'm telling that you're not supposed to use any third variable. Okay, so be prepared with that as well. For that, do not by heart the codes, just learn the concept what you're using in that particular code. You'll get all the basic idea and you can just tell it there. Okay, do not much stress about it, do not put much stress on it. You can just simply learn and simply tell it there. If you can't recall anything, the main thing that they check is your confidence. Even if you can't recall also, tell them confidently or manage it confidently. Okay, do not much stress about it. And then he has mentioned HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS in his resume. So he was asked some basic questions from that as well. Not much bigger questions, just some basic questions were asked. Okay, these were some of the questions that he remembered, and he told that for his panel, most of the questions were based on project itself. What are all the libraries used? How did you import that? How did you write that code? How did you write this? And also, okay, so be prepared with project and all the things that you're mentioning in the resume. So based on all the trends observed, based on a different candidate's experience, one thing that I want to mention is self-intro projects and what are all the internships or whatever mentioned in the resume are most important. Be well prepared with that only. And OOPS concepts, SQL, even if you're not mentioning these two in the resume, be prepared with some basic concepts from those two as well. Okay, if you have time and if you're much confident with your resume, then go for CN, which is what I want to suggest based on our experiences only. Okay, you can check other videos and other experiences. Based on that, you can make your own timetable. Okay, fine. So this is all about the first candidate's experience in TR and MR round. Yeah, I forgot to tell you this. First, they were taken to TR and MR round. If you qualify in that, then only you'll be sent to the HR round. And if you're not qualified, then you won't be sent to the HR round. You're disqualified from there itself, and do not much worry about it. Okay. Give your best, do your best, tell your answers confidently. If you do not know, admit it. If you know, tell properly without telling any mistakes, even if you know that it is a mistake. Okay. And then later you will send to the HR round. In the HR round, you will be giving the declaration form, your resume, and all. First thing that the HR asks is, tell me about yourself. You just have to repeat the entire thing once again. And then for this candidate, they have asked why TCS. Okay, why do you want to join TCS? This is one of the most important questions that the HR might ask you. Many people have said that they were asked about TCS, and some CEO of TCS, founder of TCS, why TCS, why should we hire you, and all. Okay, so these are some of the important questions regarding the company. So be prepared with the basic information about the company. And for this candidate, there was a time between TR round and sorry, and HR round. Okay, so he got some time to prepare for some HR questions. But in my interview, I didn't have any time. I appeared for TR and MR round. I came out just for 2 minutes. I stood there and I went again to the HR round. So you might not get the chance to prepare all the HR questions after the TR round. Okay, you might get some time or you may not. Okay, so be prepared with the HR questions beforehand itself. If you have time, you can just recall or you can just work on your vocabulary, your pronunciations, or whatever. Okay, fine. So he was also asked some basic questions like why TCS, why should we hire you, and who is the CEO of TCS, and all. Some basic questions. Okay, that's all about this candidate's experience. And then let's go to the person to interview tips. He has not shared his entire interview experiences and all, but he has commented in the previous video of ours. So that comment I'll be reading you here so that this might help you a little bit. Okay, this he have commented on ninja interview experience itself. Okay, so please hear carefully. It goes as suggestions for the individuals who are going to give interview from my experience. If you had HTML in your resume, make sure to know what is attribute, tag, and different methods of styling like incline, etc. What is doc, string, and SQL? What is truncate, drop, and delete? They may ask one same problem like reverse a number, prime number, palindrome. This person have also said the same thing: prime number, palindrome, reverse a number, swapping two numbers and all. Okay, be prepared with some basic questions such as these basics only. For me, it was the syntax of loops, and he was asked about the syntax of how do you write the loops. Okay, for loop, while loop, and all. You also prepare difference between for loop and while loop. When do you use for loop and when do you use while loop? Okay, you know how many iterations are going to happen, then you'll use for loop. Okay, when you do not know how many times the loop is going to run, you just know the particular condition. Okay, up to which the loop has to run, then you'll be using the while loop. But if you know how many times that loop has to run, then you'll be using the for loop. Okay, so be prepared with that difference and when you will use which loop and all. So this person was asked about the syntax of loops, and if you mention any ML and AI project, then they will ask why did you choose this particular technique and why not this particular technique. As I've already mentioned in the previous person's experience, why only this algorithm, why not that algorithm, why isn't that algorithm much useful and all. Okay, be prepared with that. Be prepared with some good level of questions from your project. Okay, and then I mentioned critical thinking and problem solving in my resume. HR asked me a problem, so be prepared with that as well. So he has mentioned critical thinking and problem solving as his good skills in his resume. So he was asked questions based on how he's good at problem solving, how he's good at critical thinking and all. Okay, and then be prepared with that as well. And the questions may vary in different places. This is just my personal experience, and it was from Kerala. So this particular person who has shared with us, that person is from Kerala. Okay, I hope you got the basic idea about the interview process and all. And as I've already told, I've made videos on ninja and digital role experiences. I'll be putting in the description. And if any one of you have attended the interview, please do share your experiences with me through Instagram, which is edupoint with Sneha, so that I can share interview experiences with other candidates as well. And in this channel, I'll not be making questions regarding coding or resumes or interviews and all. The things that I discuss in this channel is aptitude and reasoning for beginners in Telugu. So if you know Telugu and if you want to prepare reasoning and aptitude for some companies or your personal training and all. So you can check out our channel, and if you liked those videos, you can continue watching and you can learn aptitude and reasoning from there. Okay, and if you really liked this video, please do give us a like, which gives a lot of support, and consider subscribing for regular updates. So see you tomorrow. Bye.